Hey guys, how's it going? Well, this is going to be a different video. There's a guy, I was looking for an air compressor. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on it. And I have a 1.5 horse Campbell Hausfeld 10 gallon, I guess they call them hot dogs. But this isn't much of a hot dog. I think it's more like a sausage. Anyway, this has been a good compressor. I've had it for about 7 years, and it's 10 gallon. You can see the specs on it. Running horsepower is 1.3, and 3.7 CFM at 90 PSI. So, you know, I mean, it's not too bad. 120 volt. It's not like you need a whole lot of money to have an air compressor. You've got 2 gauges, you've got one for tank and you've got one for output. I believe you need to replace that. Either that, I'm not sure exactly which you need to replace, or the engine just could be going, I don't know. It just overheats, and it shouldn't overheat. And I've changed the oil in it, I've taken the thing apart and put it back together, and I think it's just wearing out. When I took it apart and when I had it apart, it looks like it's wearing out. I do get a lot of use out of that. This one is a 2 gallon, and it's 120 volts, and the maximum PSI is 100. It doesn't hold much. 2 gallons doesn't hold much. It will run something like, let me see here. It'll run something like a die grinder. You know, if you've got a die grinder, it'll work on something like that. Now we'll do other things. It'll do nailers, it'll do air brushes, it'll do quite a few things. But you know, one thing that not many people really mention, you know, is about shop cleanup. And you know, when you want to move air, this thing is a really nice thing to have, and it'll save your ass, I'll tell you, really well. This 10 gallon works really good. I don't have any problem with it, except the damn thing overheats every now and then, and that is a problem. So there's a guy on YouTube making a video on Harbor Freight air compressors, and I went out and picked one up just to see how it worked, and I like it. It works good. You're looking 2.5 horse, 21 gallon, 125 PSI. It's got gauges that really aren't that good. Gauges kind of piss me off. This is the tank, that's the output. But you can look at it and you can tell that's for the output and that's for the tank. It's pretty self-explanatory, especially if you follow the piping. Cast iron, this does run on oil. It's got steel wheels, and it's a strong air compressor. It really is. Time will tell how long it lasts. And you know, like I said, this one's lasted me probably about 7 years. So, you know, and that's a short 7 years, I think, because I use that thing daily. And this is just for the shop, and I think that's pretty damn nice. 21 gallon, you know, 21 gallons is a lot of air storage, and you know, it does have the power and output. Here, let me turn it around here. I've ran this thing. I did run it 20 minutes open, and then I went ahead and ran it for about an hour. I drained the tank. I'm just getting ready to change the oil after the break-in period, and it's had its break-in period. So right now it's at what PSI is it? Well, right about a little over 90 on each side. So these are really nice. I suggest one of these if you get one. But kick on when it kicks on, turn your speakers down. It will wake the dead. It stops at 90. Forgot I had it turned off. It is very loud. The guy said it'd wake the dead. Yeah, they do. But at the same time, you know, they're a very good shop, air compressors. And Central Pneumatic, you know, they make so-so products. And if you're, you know, if you're looking for something that, you know, is Ingersoll Rand, well, this ain't it. But, you know, I mean, if you're going to spend money on something, spend money on air tools. Spend money on, you know, on things that are actually at the point of use. Yeah, air tools are only as good as the compressors that drive them, but at the same time, if the compressor does the job, I've got no problem with where it came from. And this being from Harbor Freight, you know, I mean, 169 bucks, I can't complain. I mean, you know, it's a heavy thing, and it does have rubber feet, steel wheels. It's got a good filter on it. It's cast iron. And yeah, I do need to change the oil. The oil is changed right here. It's got a reset right here. This does have a very thick power cord, and this thing gets hotter than a bitch. But hotter than a bitch in heat. But yeah, you can see the difference between the power cord, how thick, how much thicker it is. So you are getting good, you know, a good, strong connection to it. A lot of people have said, don't run these things through an extension cord. Well, it depends on what your extension cord's rated for and the gauge. But at the same time, you know, I mean, if you have a hose reel, you know, it will do you well. And, you know, once you use, I've got things like for sheet metal and things like that. Ingersoll Rand is really nice. And, you know, I mean, if you're gonna spend your money on tools and you're gonna use them a lot, get a good tool. If you're gonna use a compressor, it really doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned. These compressors have very few parts that can really screw you up. And, you know, I mean, it just ain't bad all the way around. And for the money, you know, if you've got some jobs to do, you can work this compressor hard, and if it goes to hell on you, depending on the job you're working on, chances are it paid for itself. And a 10-gallon, I think, for most jobs, unless you're painting houses, you know, or something like that. And, you know, it just depends on what you're running. But if you're in an automotive shop, it's going to be more. But 21 gallon for residential use or for a shop. Not an auto shop, but a machine shop. That's not bad. You know, I mean, 21 gallon will do you well. But yeah, if you don't have one, get one of these. You know, they always sell them with this, but get that extension. It'll save your back. That's pretty much it. I don't want to dip around too much with it, but yeah, these compressors are good. You know, if you're going to spend money, spend it on a good tool. And you know, the compressors, Harbor Freight, Campbell house valve, Husky. You know, I don't like Huskies, but one thing that I don't like on this, it's got a cheap filter, And you know, it's like you get what you pay for on things like this. They find different ways to cheap them out. As compared to the Campbell house felt, you know, you're getting a good filter with that. So, you know, yeah, they do find ways to cut corners at Harbor Freight. You just kind of got to watch it. But at the same time, for the money, I think this thing will last quite a while, and I think it'll be a good air compressor. So, you know, if you're looking for an air compressor and you're looking for something that works, you can always write and say, hey man, I saw your compressor, you know, how's it working? Did it hold up? I use mine a lot, and I can tell you if, you know, if it goes to shit on me, I'll tell you if it does, and, you know, if it holds on, I'll tell you that too. But for right now, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the way it runs. You know, for what I use it for just, you know, a garage shop, not bad at all. Anyway, guys, take it easy later on. Oh, and thank you so much for the guy who posted that video. These are very nice compressors. Time will tell how long it lasts though. Later on, guys.